Hey there, random internet strangers. It's Random Bitcoin Guy with my dollar cost average beast mode strategy. This is video 2 of that, and in this video we are going to talk directly about the TradingView platform. Now you can do this on either your phone or on a desktop, whichever is more convenient for you. Either one. I'm choosing to do it on the website, but there is an app called TradingView that you can download and do the exact same thing. It's just a little bit harder to work with. So I'm gonna show you step by step. If you already have TradingView, you're probably going to be bored with this video, which is fine. But those of you that maybe are new, never traded before, or don't know about TradingView, it is a web application where you can pretty much chart any asset you desire. If it's not on TradingView, it's probably crap. So let's go here to TradingView. So we're just going to type it right into our browser, TradingView, all one word.com, and hit enter. Type it directly into your browser. Okay, and you see your little symbol here. If you're going to download it onto your phone, you'll look for this app, TradingView, with this T kind of thing with the circle or whatever. And then we're going to go to the 3 lines here. Where there's a lot of, this can be very confusing. I'm just going to show you the basics of what you need to do. I want to try to keep this very simple. So we're going to go to the 3 lines here, and we want to go to chart. Okay, now this is where your symbol is. This is where BTC is the symbol for Bitcoin, and USD is the symbol for United States dollar. Now if you are maybe you earn in a different currency like the euro or the yen or something like that, you might want to put that up instead, having EUR or something like that. But for simplification, we're just going to use the USD. So we type in, we're going to type that in again. You can type it right here. Just type it right in, BTC USD, and it's going to give you a whole list of different things, different brokers and charting for different, but what we want is the Bitcoin all-time history index. What this does is it gives us the entire history of Bitcoin from the Genesis block. That's the one that you want. So we just roll down here to all-time history index and click that. Let me remove this real quick because we're going to get to that in a minute. Right next to it, this is your time frame. And we're going to set this up to the daily time frame. So we go from this box to this box, and we're going to hit it, and you'll see a drop down menu will come here, tell you the different time frames. And what the time frame is it tells you the candle represents a specific amount of time, whether it's an hour, a week, or a day. And we want the daily chart. So each of these candles represents price action, where price moved up and down throughout the day. I won't get into exact what candles do, what these wicks and things that stand for. That's not, you don't really need to know what's important. All you need to know is what the price is at the end of the day, and that's around 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, New York time. That's all you really need to know. So we go down here, and then you're going to click the day, and then you want to click the star next to it, and then it will make it your favorite, so that if you ever lose reference, you can always have it in your favorites, and you can find it in your favorite time frame. So we click the star, and then that sets it up for our daily time frame. These are our candles. I like candles. You can use a line chart or whatever. That's not really all that important. Maybe some people might find the line chart a little bit easier to read. I just like candles, but you can go and play around with that. Don't get too caught up into like Heikin-Aishi and Kagis and stuff like that. That's pretty advanced stuff. Either candles or line, doesn't matter. but I like candles, so we'll go with that. This one, don't worry about that. This is indicators and strategies. Now this gets a little tricky right here. So these indicators and strategies, what they do is they take the price and then they plot different ways that you can look at price by plotting different lines and graphs and charts and stuff like that. But we're going to keep it really simple, and what we're going to do is use a moving average called the SSL, and then it stands for semaphore something. I don't remember what it stands for, but it's basically what it is. It's taking the average of the highs of all these candles and the average of the lows of all these candles, and it'll plot a line, and then as the price crosses, it'll flip it over. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So we're going to click that to the indicators and strategies, and we're going to type in SSL space MTF. This is the one we want. It's SSL multi time frame. That's what the MTF stands for, because we're on the daily chart, but we want to look at the weekly time frame. That's the reason why we're going to do that. So and then you want to favorite it so that you don't lose track of it. So click the little star next to it, and then we're going to click it on and put it onto the chart right there. So I got a little too many. Let me click these off. And you can see it's kind of messy right now. That's because it's on the hourly time frame. So we got to change the settings on this thing. So we're going to go to this little cog wheel. That's the settings button, and we're going to click that. So it'll highlight it. You go to SSL MTF right here on the chart, and you want to click settings. The SSL period is 10, and the time frame is 1. The offset you don't have to worry about. Don't worry about that. That just shifts it back and forth. We want the 21 period moving average, and the reason why we're using that is a very popular moving average. So if a lot of people use it, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you can either use the up and down arrows to get to 21, or you can highlight it and just type in 21, and that'll give us that. And then the time frame, we want the weekly time frame. And now it's set on the hourly time frame, so it doesn't really help us all that much. It's not going to help us all that much, but you're going to see a big difference here in a second. You hit that, and you go down to the weekly time frame, and you'll see, you click OK, and there you go. See, now it's showing, basically it's taking every 7 candles and plotting the high and the low of every 7 candles, and then taking the average of 21 of those. So 21 times 7, that's 168, I believe. No, I don't remember the exact number, but I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, it's plotting the average of all these, but it's doing it on the weekly time frame. So every 7 candles instead of just every candle. And so by doing this, we can tell when prices are overvalued and when prices are suppressed, or the Bitcoin is undervalued. And it's real simple. If the candle is above this channel, then prices are overvalued. And what we're going to do is we're going to take 1/2 of our hourly dollar cost average and buy Bitcoin with it. When prices are in between the channels, like over here or over here or over here, then every hour we're going to take our hourly dollar cost average, and I'll get to that in a second, how we calculate that. And then if price is below, we're going to take our dollar cost average, our hourly dollar cost average, and then all the dollars that we saved up here, remember we were only taking half of it, we're going to add them in. It's down below. And what this essentially does, it will lower the average of your dollar cost average. So let's do some calculations here. We're going to do some simple 5th grade math. We're going to start with a calculator here, and let's suppose that you have $168 every week to purchase Bitcoin with. Now you might have more, you might have less. We'll get to the less part in a minute, but this is for people that have $168 or more every week that they want to dollar cost average Bitcoin with. The more that you can do, the merrier. And I'm going to do a whole separate video on how to lower your expenses so that you'll have more money to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. So we're going to take our example of $168, and you'll see why in a second, why I use 168. We're going to take that number and we're going to divide that by 7. It's because there's 7 days in a week. So that's $168 a week, 7 days a week. This is going to give us our daily average. So we divide 168 divided by 7 equals 24. Okay, so now we have $24 every day that we can purchase Bitcoin with. So let's break that down to hourly now. So we're going to divide that. There's 24 hours in a day, so we divide that by 24. So $1 an hour. Every dollar we can purchase $1, or every hour we can purchase $1 worth of Bitcoin. So what we're going to do is, when price is between the lines, we will buy $1 worth of Bitcoin every hour. And we can do that automatically with Strike. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to set that up. When price is above the 21-week moving average, above this line, we are going to cut that in half. So we're only going to buy 50 cents worth of Bitcoin. You take $1 divided by 2, cutting it in half, now we have 50 cents in Bitcoin. So we're going to purchase 50 cents every hour. And we want to do this because price is going up. That means that the price, the average compared to the average, it's above the average. So it's overvalued. So we want to buy less of it. We don't want to stop buying it, but we want to buy less of it because we don't want to miss out on the run either. If it just decides to just take off and go up, crazy amounts, we want to still be on that train. So, but you just don't want to buy less of it. So it comes up, goes back down. A couple weeks later, a couple months later, we're back down. Maybe a month or so later, we're back down. So now we're back to buying. We go back to our one. So we're going to now times 2. Oops. We're back to $1. Now we set aside that money right here when we were going up. We set aside 50 cents every hour that we didn't purchase Bitcoin with. Now the price is dropping below the line. So we're going to start adding in that 50 cents that we saved up here. We're going to drop it and buy it down here. So look at that. We saved the money here to buy it lower, $20,000 lower, $25,000 lower. So we're going to get more Bitcoin than if we would have just dollar cost averaged in. And so essentially what this does is it lowers the average of the dollar cost average. So instead, we're going to take that 50 cents that we saved up here, we're going to add that in down here. So now we're buying $1.50 worth of Bitcoin every hour. See how that works? We're going to buy more when basically we're buying more when prices are suppressed. We're buying less when prices are overvalued. I get it. You might not have $168 a week. Totally understand that. I've been there. I've been a husband, a father. I have a daughter. I've had 2 stepsons, dogs, cats, hamsters, roofs leak, septic tanks blowing up, air conditioners blowing up. House ownership and raising a family, it's tough. I get it. Totally been there. Maybe you don't have that much money. Maybe you only have $50, $20, $10. Doesn't matter. We can still do this. We just have to go. We can't do the hourly function. We just have to go to just daily, what our daily dollar cost average. And you can do this as low as $7 a day on Strike and automate this. I'm going to show you how to do that. So going back to our little calculator in our second grade math. Oops. We have, let's for sake of argument, we only have $7. Maybe you're in a foreign country, you're growing up in a foreign country, and you don't make that a lot of money. I know I checked into places even like El Salvador where I was doing the same job I do. They live on like it's like 25% of what I make, if that. So I get it. You might not have that $168, but you might have $7 a week to purchase Bitcoin. So we're going to divide that by 7. So that gives us our $1 again. This is the lowest you can go in using this strategy. This is $7 a week. So, in using Strike, you can do it probably someplace else. But I don't know where you could buy Bitcoin, 50 cents worth of Bitcoin anywhere else currently. I don't know if I can't make it any lower than this. So we have our $1 of where we're going to purchase Bitcoin, and instead of every hour, we're just going to buy $1 worth every day. Every little bit counts to help find the floor of Bitcoin's price. So believe it or not, you're helping every bit. If we all ape strong together, if we're all doing this with the best of our abilities, we can make something happen. So we take our $1 and we're going to buy every day $1 worth. And then when we go up in price, we're only buying 50 cents a day. Goes back down, now we're back to buying $1 a day. Goes back up, 50 cents a day. Now we're setting all this money aside. It's 50 cents every day, 50 cents every day for a couple months. We're back down, now we're buying $1. We drop back down, now we're buying $1.50 every day because prices are suppressed. Price is a value, it's a bargain. Think about it. When you're out shopping, you want to find bargains. You don't want to go and buy stuff when prices are high. You want to go when prices are low. I just bought some chicken for half price because it was on special. I do that all the time. I don't go out and purposefully buy the most expensive chunk of meat just because I can. I could go out and do that, but why would I do that when I'd rather purchase Bitcoin and save for my future, for my children, my legacy, and build my net worth up. I'll purchase some cheap chicken to buy some cheap Bitcoin. So if you start thinking of it in terms of that way, it makes total sense. And once again, we're making we're buying when prices are suppressed. And if we all get doing this, then the number go up. The more the merrier. It's really that simple. So and all you got to do is just track it every day. You watch the candles, and it'll go up and down based upon how much demand there is, and the true demand is in the lows. Let's go. I'm going to take a quick gander. I'm going to do a whole video on this, but I'm going to show you real quick. Zoom out. Let's do the zoom out here and look at the whole history of Bitcoin. I actually learned about Bitcoin way back here. October, it was the end of October, just before Halloween 2012. Bitcoin was like $12. I kicked myself. Right here, 1 year later, it was $1,000, over $1,000. A couple years later, 20,000. But the floor is what we're interested in. We want to buy when the floor is down here. 3,000, 3,600. Now it's starting to exponentially rise. The floor is starting to exponentially rise as the adoption. I noticed it here. This is when I really noticed and began to understand the potential of Bitcoin. Is right here at this dip right here, and then this was This is called a statistical anomaly. What happened here? This was the coronavirus stuff. But overall, this is a parabolic function that's occurring, and you're still early, believe it or not. It's just, but it is about to go parabolic completely. I caught it here. I understood here that this was a parabolic function. The bottoms. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. As more and more of us hodl, these bottoms are rising. That's all I have for that. Buy the dip, folks. Hodl. Hang in there. Stop by. Follow me on Twitter. Hit like and subscribe if you like what you hear.